So I'm still yet to make a bracket for this. The original bracket just won't fit, unfortunately. I need to step it up to these points here, and that's the mounting point at the back. So what I did the other night was my friend Damien popped over and we had a few drinks. And usually with drinks comes ideas, not always the best ideas, but I think this is pretty cool because I've had some time to think about it. We actually cut this out of the can that we'll drink it out of. So this is going to be the new bracket slash fascia. So it's going to be something that's just a little bit more unique, just to hold the actual Speedo, but also be something that looks kind of cool. I could, etch the logo, the Cafe Racer logo, or the star or something in that as well. There's a few ideas, or I could cut some lines into it to make it unique, or just leave it plain, just paint it black. But what I have is some stainless steel pipe, which is about the right diameter for this, which could fit. I just need to obviously cut this piece out, cut a bit of flat plate out, and then shape the flat plate so it obviously steps down to the mounting point, and then weld them two together, and then sand them back and see what it looks like. So what I'm going to use to cut this out with is my plasma cutter. I'm going to go roughly on the outside of the line and then tidy it up with the belt grinder. I could use something, I don't actually have one, but I could probably use a bandsaw, put this on a bandsaw and just cut it all the way through both sections of the pipe in one go, but I don't have a bandsaw. You could use your grinder. Unfortunately you can't cut curves with a grinding disc, so you'd have to do a series of cuts roughly and then use your flapper disc, or even your grinding disc to obviously tidy that up later. Alternatively, you could always use something like a jigsaw. Just make sure if you do use something like a jigsaw, you use a fine tooth, steel blade. This would work, but this blade is going to be way too long, so you'd have to either buy a shorter one or cut this one in half so that it goes through one side but not both. It's just, you wouldn't be able to probably go through both sides at the same time with that blade. It's probably just a little bit too on the short side. But you never know, you could possibly do it. It'll be just take your time and lube it up and it would work. Alternatively, without power tools, you could always do this with a hacksaw. It would be a very slow process, but it would work. You could actually do it. I'm thinking about putting more of this sort of stuff in the videos on how to do things with different tools, but getting the same end result. So leave me a comment if you find this sort of information helpful, and I'll do this more often. Probably shouldn't have cut that out with a plasma cutter because it's a little bit messy. So what I'll do is I'll fix it with a hole saw, but unfortunately there's nothing in the center for the pilot drill to actually go through and keep it where it needs to be. So what I'll do is I'll just stick it on a bit of the scrap stainless, and that way the pilot hole can go through the scrap stainless and keep that exactly where I want it to be. Well, that didn't work as well as planned. So I'm going to put a second clamp on it.